Welcome to Jerkin Around. This week we're talking about a lot of things Teisha doesn't remember.
I don't know why I don't remember.
I know, they're like such big things.
It is a little weird, you know? Like,
yeah.
But
life, what matters.
Yeah.
Really funny, a few funny stories.
Yeah.
Crap in your pants.
Yeah.
Some do that more than others. And of course, sex.
Yeah.
Every
Crystal's
time.
big boobs. Mine not
Torpedoes.
so big.
What
boobs.
cleavage really is.
Yeah.
We never did talk about that, actually.
Well, I think it's like when they're touching.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she thinks like the lines. Yeah.
That's cleavage.
Yeah. No, I don't have that. Like, there's no way it's happening.
Not like it would be like.
Like I could like smush them together
I
and
don't
I
even
still
think
don't
they
have
touch.
that. I don't
Yeah.
think they touch.
So I don't
They're
think it's cleavage.
really small. Like,
It's okay.
Yeah.
it's great though.
All right, listen along.
Do I say anything?
Oh my God, we're just being normal.
Oh, jerking around. Jerking
Do you
around.
want to get your headphones? Well, nail
Crystal takes her shirt off. Stick around. Should we say it at the same time?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Jerkin Around,
a podcast with Teisha and Crystal.
Maybe we're meant to be on video. I'm not gonna make fun of you today. Linda said you were really hard on Teisha.
She did?
Yeah, I was all okay. You feeling bad for Teisha? Everybody loves Teisha.
No, I don't think anyone loves me. This weekend at the cheer competition, I was talking to everybody. I don't think anyone likes me. I think they're all like, yeah, I thought you hated my guts. Like, you,
Who said that? Just Becky.
Becky. But I feel like,
Becky's a jerky gone rogue. We got to get her back.
really?
Yeah, she said she hasn't listened since we've come back.
What
I
happened?
know. You know what she told me? I don't know if she'd be mad at me. She said, you encouraged me to date my husband. And I don't have time for that right now, so I haven't been listening.
Oh, that's good though.
Yeah. Well,
Like, I'm in support of that reason if you're not, you know?
yeah, like she didn't want to hear it, the lecture, you know?
Oh, I thought you meant she's been busy dating him.
No.
Oh.
Yeah,
she
I was
didn't
like, why
the-
are you supporting this?
Oh,
Get
I
it.
thought she said I've been too
No,
busy dating my
Too
husband.
busy to date my husband.
Oh, so she's not listening?
No,
Oh,
because
she
you know when
needs
you're
to-
like,
You know you're
if
not
you're
making
eating
a
bad, I don't
choice.
want to talk to Julia.
No,
you know?
every time
She's all another perfect bar, and I'm all extra large cheese coney with the extra sauce. Julia, you know?
Cheese coney sounds so good.
I heard about your cheese coney days.
Yeah, I dare you to go there after this. You'd probably crap your pants. Like, for real. Speaking of crapping your pants, how many times have you crapped your pants in real life?
Ooh,
A few? More than once?
more than once.
Yeah.
I feel like everybody has.
Yeah.
No, I know some people that haven't, and I can't believe it.
Ever?
No, they haven't. Because I was talking to someone, and they're like, I've never, I'm like, oh, until you've done it, you don't realize it's possible.
Oh, yeah.
So you always, if you hear a gurgle, you're like, it's going to be fine. But once the gurgle doesn't stop, now you're scared.
Oh.
Like when it gurgles, I'm like, I better get to the bathroom because.
One time I was driving home from somewhere. I was pregnant with Bear, like very pregnant. And Kennedy, did I tell you this story? And Ken was like little, because they're 17 months apart. So she was like, she was maybe a year and some change. And so I'm driving and I was driving back. That's what it was. I got a Starbucks and I was driving home and we lived out in Cross River. And as I'm driving home, it's all, you know, like, and I'm all, oh my God. And so I'm all, and you know, you're clenching and like, you're like,
Get the chills.
yeah, the chills.
Oh, yeah.
The
Oh, that's
clench,
like your body
the
shutting
sweats.
down.
Yeah. And so as I pull into the driveway, I realized like I'm not going to make it. And so you know how you sit to kind of hope it goes back up? Because you know it's coming out. So you're like, I'm just going to sit here for a minute. And so.
Before you move?
Yes. And so it went back up and I was like, this is my chance. And then I started getting out and then it came back. And I was like, what do I do? Do I leave my kid in the car? But I didn't have time to like get her out. Because,
Hard.
it was like, what do I do? I was like, I leave her in.
Sophie's choice.
Yeah, but
What?
Sophie, but it was like hot. So I was like, I don't want the hot car. So what do I do? So I can't even remember what I did. I think I left her in the car, but I left like the garage open, but then I was scared she was going to get kidnapped. But I was like running in, or I think I just did.
Yeah. Because
And I had
Lindsay
leggings,
Foss.
so it kind of kept it right there, you know, because it was tight. It was like a lot though, but I like
In the
remember that.
leggings?
Yeah, I remember that like so vividly.
Oh, God.
Or I think I unbuckled her and I set her down and then I ran, but it was
No,
like
I remember
and the
you did
leggings held
crap
it.
your pants
I
because
did.
I remember this story. And you did that at Coach. Remember when you pulled your pants down on the curb and just pooped?
Oh my God, that's wrong.
I swear at Coach because I couldn't believe it. I was like, you did what? You're all, well, I just had to go. So I just, and like, just I do. Oh, speaking of, when you were telling this story, I thought of two stories. Do you remember when I don't know why I was thinking about camping. Do you remember when Kennedy scratched Bear and Mama Spank,
Mama beat.
Mama beat?
No, remember she did it to Broxton.
Oh, she scratched Broxton.
First she scratched Bear at home, and then I beat her.
Yeah,
well,
we were
not
camping.
Beat, but spanking.
Beat, Mama beat.
And then,
tell the story.
I know. I feel like it's like
No, you
it
didn't
is
abuse your kids. You spanked them. Big deal.
Yeah. So like, Ken was little and Bear was a newborn, and then like he was in his like.
She was aggressive.
Remember those? What were those called? The rock and play. Remember the rock and play?
They're still
I think
around.
They're recalled now.
Yeah, but people use them. They work.
They totally work. And so he was in the rock and play, and then she like went up to him and she just went like with her nails, and so he had like fresh scratches. I was like devastated as a parent. You know when you're like, is she a serial killer? You know, like, but she's not. But you know, you're like, why would she do that? And then we went camping, and so then I was like spanking her, and that was the first time I had ever spanked her.
No, she did it to Broxton because he had like a scar for a while.
He did it to Bear first, and then she did it again camping to Broxton.
But like, you know when you do it to someone else's kid, you like, he was a newborn too, and it was all bleeding.
Yes.
And it was like pretty substantial.
Yes.
So
and I was
she like saw purple and was like, you little.
Oh yeah, and I
because then it was
crazy.
like a pattern. Yeah. So then she went and gave her a good spank.
Yeah, and then it was all Mama beat. She'd tell people Mama beat. And
Mama beat. And
Yeah.
then they were getting CJ, so CPS or what was it called? They were like checking you.
Oh yeah, we were getting our foster license.
Yes, and she's like, she can't say Mama beat. Like they won't give us the license. She'd be like, Mama beat, Mama beat. She would tell everybody, Mama beat. Because it was like one of those beatings where she'd remember now.
Yeah, well, she had told me like a while later, she thought they were so cute. And you know when you think something's so cute, how
you're like, not normal people, but you do that.
I do that. And so
Ben, she used to
Ken does that to Nash now.
While they watch TV.
I'm like,
why is that? Yeah, Ben.
Stop.
So weird. Why would you do that?
Ken does that to our dog now. She'll like get him, and I'm like, be nice to him. But she's like, he's just so cute. I want to just get him, you know?
Where do you think that comes from?
I don't know.
I think you're a getter. You're a getter. Oh, Ben.
I do like to get. It's not that. I mean, this
when
is
it's soft.
That.
Like if you're squeezing. It's not like this squeezing.
Stop it. I can't.
Why would you do that while you watch TV?
Oh my gosh.
Did it make you feel closer to him?
Stop it. She is so gross.
So another story I randomly thought of.
I love these stories. Thank you.
No, this one is good. This isn't like that. Okay.
Let's talk about you at squirting class weekend, you know? Or last week.
Oh yeah, I had a stomach. It was so embarrassing. And like, I'm good friends with this person. Very good friends, but not to the point where...
Not like me.
Yeah.
And I'm not like an openly like fart. Like you've probably ever heard me fart like once or twice.
She holds it in.
Yeah, and I like get embarrassed. I'm like, I'm so sorry. Like it's not, I don't fart in front of Kyle maybe once or twice. Like I don't poop with the door open like certain people do.
I don't think it's a big deal.
Yeah, I'm just not like that. I don't know why. Like I'm just not.
Yeah.
So for this to happen to me.
It's very ladylike.
Oh, yeah, I'm very ladylike.
Yeah. I'm more in my G-flip era.
I think it's great. Like I like sometimes wish I was more comfortable.
Yeah.
You know how you like wish you were more it's just like I'm not comfortable.
Yeah.
So we went to Squid Ink and I was like sitting there, you know, like it was like an animal. It was like painful where I couldn't even like hear her. And I was like, this could happen like right now. So I was like waiting. I'm like, okay, well we better get going. And I'm walking. I'm like, I'm gonna head to the bathroom. I could barely walk because the pain was so bad. She's like, you know, I gotta go too. And I was like, no. And it's like a 2-stall quiet. They didn't even have the music loud. And I'm all, yeah. And it wasn't gonna be.
You wait for your friend to
get out. It wasn't like a bathroom. It was gonna be like a Dumb and Dumber. Like a raw, you know? So I'm like, we're walking. I'm like, hey, Steph, my stomach's really bothering me. So when we go in there, I can't guarantee what's gonna happen. Like I need you to know, it's not like a quick, we're both tinkling. It's not a tinkle. It's like a ah. So we like sit down and it's so quiet you can hear the tinkle and then mine's all like it was like so bad. I wanted to die. Like full liquid, you know? Like it shot on the back of the toilet. I had to like clean up.
Oh my God.
I wanted to go shower, but I didn't have time. And it was like, you know when it hurt so bad? It was like I barely got to the toilet and then it was just like liquid. Like
she's all, okay, I'm just gonna leave you in here.
yeah, so Stephanie's like washing her hands. She's like, okay, I'm gonna leave you in here. Because it's all I wanted to just die.
I was crying.
I was like, I told Kyle, so I get home. This is so embarrassing. So Kyle, sometimes at work, he doesn't make it home because it's like, he's out in his car all day. So some days I'll get home.
He eats terrible.
He eats terrible.
So he's always
Julian
shitting
needs to help him.
himself.
So I get home and I'll see his underwear like drying. And I'm like, did you have a shitty day?
I can say, I don't think Ben's ever shit his pants. I've never seen Ben's underwear.
Oh, Kyle, it's like once a month for sure. So sometimes I'll send it to the family and be like, married life. Like, you know, like only when you're married do you see your husband's wet underwear drying. You know he had a shitty day. One time the team was here and he had to like go in and lock the door because he was naked because he threw everything in the washer. And I like get home, I'm like, why is the door like? He's like, I had to shit my pants and I had to run. So anyway, so he had his underwear and I'm like, oh my gosh, I had the worst day too. I'm like, I had this like spraying session and Stephanie and we were like crying laughing. So we told Teisha and Ben about it because that's normal.
It's so funny.
I know. We went to dinner the other night and Teisha sat, I got to tell the other story, but Teisha sat, Ben sat on the inside. It was like a weird seating arrangement.
Four couples?
Yeah, four.
Four couples. So like we get there and they were like wives, husband, but then.
So we were going to sit wives, husbands on the outside.
So
like it was a high top of 8.
It was a high top of 8. So 4 girls on the inside, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then their husbands next to them. So husbands on the perimeter.
Yeah.
So then we
went to sit next to the wives, thinking
like,
Ben and
all
Kyle
the
on the outside.
in the middle.
Yeah. So I sit next to Liberty.
Yeah.
And then Ben sits next to Hurtado. And so Tisha's on the outside with Kyle.
But it's weird. Like, why am I? And he like girl talk. He's all sitting down.
So I said like totally talking.
So I was like annoyed because I'm all, why am I out here? And he's all like, yeah, he's all cheersing. You know, my arm can't reach.
Shoot the boomerang.
Yeah, and yeah, my arm can't reach, and then he's like, he's doing one of these, you know, like he's all so I'm like, I'm getting the full block. I'm back here. I'm like, what is going on? So then he's all, hey, honey, you know, like give me the little pat a minute later. I'm like, yeah, you like your seat, honey? You know?
That's what she said.
Because I like didn't, because like we're with like more people that, like if it was just Colin and Crystal, I'd be like, why aren't I sitting there? But it was with like work
It was
people,
way more passive aggressive.
so
I could tell she was getting annoyed.
And I'm not like usually a passive aggressive person.
Yeah, I was like, just say, move.
And I was all, you enjoying your seat, honey? You know? And he's all, yeah, you know, and I'm all, yeah, you know, like I was so mad.
So then what happened?
So then like a few more minutes goes by and Kyle and I are on a date pretty much because everyone's like in a huddle and Kyle and I are all, and he's all, how's your drink, or, you know, and I'm like, it was so weird.
And then Ben and Dom's like, what appetizer? I'm like, well, Ben and I like the calamari.
Yeah.
Sometimes it gets really weird. Like, cause like Ben and I are the same and Teisha and Kyle are the same. But if you don't know us, it's like, what's happening? I'm all, Ben and I would take the calamari. I'm all, Teisha and Ben don't really like
Kyle
anything.
and I are out here on the edge like.
I'm all, they're hot fries, you know?
Yeah, how's your day?
So then we moved. All the girls were on one side, boys on the other. It was way better.
Way better.
So,
well, it was weird when you guys went to Santisi without
I was going to say that. So we're all at the cheer competition. My brother and my mom came and my niece. So after Justin's like, let's go to Santisi. It's an hour away. Like Santisi Brothers. If you haven't been, plug for Santisi Brothers.
Because we were in East Main, like far Main.
Yeah, Legacy.
At Legacy. It's so far.
That's where our tournament is this weekend.
Oh.
Legacy.
Thanks.
So we're all, I'm like, Tish, do you guys want to go to Santisi? She had to show a house.
So I was like, dang, I can't. So I told Ben, I'm all, yeah, they're going to go to Santisi. It stinks because, like, I got to go show a house. It sounds so good. He's all, well, I kind of want to go.
So I'm like, we're going to Santisi. You want to come? And you're like, I have to show a house. So then.
So I tell Ben, I'm all, oh, it stinks. They're going to Santisi. And I'm like, I have to show a house. And it sounds so good. And he's all, oh, I'd like to go. And I'm all, okay. So Kyle wasn't there.
Ken came with me.
Yeah, Ken went with Crystal. And then Ben and the boys.
I pull in, they're waiting in the car. I get out, he's all, hey.
They're all holding each of Fox's hands.
So we're walking into
like
the restaurant.
Their son,
He's holding Fox, so I grab Fox's other hand. I go, Ben, this is getting weird. We're like swinging him, you know?
Yeah, it's like, what's happening? So it was Crystal's family. Like
my brother, my niece, my mom, Ben, the boys. So Kyle, I get home, he's all, who went to... He's like, who went to Santisi? I'm all, well, me and the kids, Ben and the kids, and my brother, my mom, and he's all, huh? I'm all, yeah, well, you didn't want to go.
Do you think your brother thought it was weird, or you think
No, I think he gets what's going on.
Yeah, isn't it so weird?
No, I think it almost made my brother understand. Like, now that I'm picturing, I'm all, what do you guys want? To the boys. And I was like, feeding Fox. And like CJ was next to me. And I was like, CJ, get that. Like, da-da-da. And then I was all, Fox, you know, like, it's, my brother probably is like, oh, wow, they're really like one family.
Yeah, that's so funny.
Yeah, because like
I
especially
didn't
with
know.
Fox, I'm
Yeah.
like very.
Yeah.
Oh, I was given Fox. Fox is like, Kiki, is that a soda? You
Oh,
know?
boy, yeah.
And I know Ben, like, I
He
got
pissed
away
his
with.
pants when he got home and broke his streak.
Oh, because of the soda?
Yeah,
Or because maybe he should have went to the bathroom before he left.
probably.
No, well, he was chugging it, and I'm like, Fox.
Yeah.
So Ben's like trying to be cool, and I'm like, I'm gonna get like 2 more chances, and then Ben's gonna be like, all right, water only.
Yeah.
So I give him the sip. He's like, Kiki, you know, he's eating his chicken. Is that soda? I'm like, it is, Fox. Do you want some? He's like, yeah. So then Ben's like talking, and I'm all, and then Fox is like going to town. I'm like, Fox, you're gonna throw up.
Yeah.
So I'm like, no, you gotta eat your chicken. Dad's gonna get mad. And so then one more time, and then Ben's like, okay, water. I'm like, sorry, Fox, we're done. We're cut off.
So funny.
Oh yeah. But like I'm reaching over CJ to go to Fox. My brother's probably just like, what's going on?
Oh, Ben is so weird about this soda. It's weird. Like, I'm like, we don't have soda at home. So if they go out to eat, I'm fine getting a soda. And Ben's all, you have to drink 5 waters first. Like, it's a whole thing. It's like
10 push-ups.
And yeah, and then like they can't get a refill. Like if the lady comes by, sometimes she'll be like, do you want a refill? And they're like, yeah. And you're like, and then they're like, the lady brought it. Like, it's so weird. Like, I'm like, get a refill. Like, who cares? It can't be that forbidden because
Yes,
then they're gonna
makes
be
it so enticing.
I'm like, let them have a soda, you know? Like, and then if like they do one little thing, like it's like no soda, you know? It's
Like on vacation, like during the day.
yes. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, the whole day. If anyone acts it's all no soda, no dessert. It's like, oh my gosh, it's so dumb.
But I did want to tell a story when you were talking about, I don't know why we were talking about cheer and this popped in my head. But remember Monica when she passed, she peed her pants. That's why I thought of it because you were talking about your diarrhea story. So, but the story is so cool. When she was running and she got heat stroke.
I don't remember that.
What? And she passed out, we all prayed? You totally remember it. We tell the story all the time.
I think I just go along with it, but I don't remember it. But I've heard the story enough times. I'm like, was I there?
Yes.
Weird.
Oh my gosh, it's like in high school. So Monica,
last week.
our
No.
good friend, she, who also listens, she was running. So she blew out her knee. She got ACL surgery. So she was out for about a year. So for cheer, we used to run outside around the football players. We did some weird things. Remember when we all peed our pants? Mm-hmm. So 2 stories. Okay. One story, we were mad at our coach because she wouldn't let us go to the bathroom during practice. So we won't disclose who the
I'm all.
We didn't say who she was. So we were mad at our coach. We loved her very much. She's an excellent coach. But, you know, kids, we were mad at her. And we were sick of not being able to go to the bathroom. So we practice. It's like one practice field. So it's like varsity, JV, and the cheerleaders. So it's all one field. So we decided, I think it was my idea.
Yeah, I don't remember this either.
Oh my gosh, we got in a circle.
I'm like,
We got in a circle. And I said, on the count of 3, we're all going to pee our pants. You don't remember this?
No.
Oh, everybody did it. I swear to you.
I did it?
Yes, we all did it.
I don't remember any of
because I
these.
wouldn't have done it. We all agreed we were done.
I mean, it sounds like something
we
would
thought
do.
we were gonna win her over, and we're taking control. We're sick of this crap. So we stood in a circle, and we go 1, 2, 3, and we all peed our pants. And we thought for sure we couldn't practice. We all just pissed ourselves, pee-peed ourselves. So she comes out. We have the Sophie shorts on.
Yeah.
And they're all red, like wet, and she's all, what happened? And we're like, well, we're sick of not being able to go to the bathroom, so we just went. She's all, you think you're funny? She made us run 3 miles with our peed pants all around the football players. I can't believe you don't remember this.
No.
It was like a you and me idea. Like 100%. We can
sounds
call
like
Sharp.
it. Yeah.
But she's at work. So we all peed our pants. All our Sophies have it's all pee in our socks.
That's so
And we had to
funny.
run 3 miles in the pee. So she showed us.
Yeah.
It didn't work.
That was smart, though, to make us stick it out, you know?
Oh, she's so smart.
Yeah.
So the other day, Monica comes back from ACL surgery, and Monica's still to this day, very determined person.
Yeah.
Like if she sets her mind to something, she can do anything. That's like one of the things we loved about her. So she comes back from ACL surgery, and we would run outside in the summer, the winter, no matter what. That's where we practiced. So we'd start with like 2 or 3 miles, right? That 8 laps, 10 laps around the football players. Well, Monica's first day back, and she just thought she could run with us, not realizing you've been down for 8 months, and it's 110 degrees. So as she's running, eventually she, not on purpose, like she peed her pants.
Yeah.
And her body was actually shutting down from like heat stroke, but the girl kept running. Like she's that determined of a person.
Yeah.
So when she stopped, our coach was like, what happened? She's like, I don't know. She's like, I didn't even know I wasn't doing it. It just came out. And then she like sat down and then she passed out. And so we've never had that happen on the team. And even still coaching, I haven't had that happen that bad. So the trainers come in, we bring her into the training room and she's out like cold. Like this is a while now.
Yeah.
And we were scared to death. She's one of our best friends. So we're in the training room. I don't know how you don't remember this. This is one of my best stories that have ever happened to me in my life. And I know it was you because I was praying for you in life to find God. And we were doing that song, It's God, Truly God, in Tito.
Yeah.
Like I remember full well because it was like you, Jen Sharp, Sarah, and I think like Lindsay Bell. And I've been praying, like Jen Sharp was Mormon at the time, but I was praying like, especially for you, that you would like see God so that you could get it. Because I would tell you about God and you would come to church here and there with me, but I didn't go to church as much in high school because of cheer.
Yeah, I only remember going like Christmas Eve. It was more like after high school.
And I like wanted you to see God. So we got in a circle and I prayed, and I remember when I prayed, I was like, please, and in my head, I was like, if this happens, they can see that God is real. So she's passed out. They're like calling 911 because it's that bad. And she's literally out cold, like a vegetable. And we get in a circle, and I always learned that when 3 or more people are gathered, Jesus is in the middle. God's in the middle. So like, it's like a thing that you pray in a circle. So we prayed in a circle and I prayed out loud and I was like, and I was young, so that wasn't like as common for me.
Yeah.
And so we prayed and I said, if anything, God, just please help her open her eyes. Let us know she's okay and show everyone your will, that you are real. Like I remember I prayed about that. And I was like, just open her eyes so we know she's okay. Just please help her open her eyes and that we know she's okay and blah, 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 in your name, amen. We say amen. We look at her. She's on like the table, you know? She literally goes like this. I'm not kidding. And then she passes back out. And it was like chills. I was like, okay, God, whoa, now you're showing off. Like everyone, like we all started crying. I can't believe you don't remember.
I don't remember
It's like one of the most biggest seeing God moments in my entire life.
That's crazy.
It's crazy. Because all she did is go, like sat up, opened her eyes, and she passed back out. But we knew she would be okay. Yeah. There was like something in that.
Yeah.
We were like, calm down, but we started bawling and the chills. And they go, oh my gosh, did you see that? Oh my gosh, she just opened her eyes. Like I still get the chills.
That's
and
so
I'm like,
crazy.
I told you God's real. I go, oh my gosh, you guys. They go, did you see that? And I was like, I told you. And everyone was like, it was like that eerie, like what just happened.
That's so crazy.
Oh, it's one of my like stories I tell for years and years and years.
Yeah.
Of like, even as a kid, I was like, okay, like you are real. Yeah. Because we all always question that. Mm-hmm. But like, that was one of the moments I thought for sure that would have done something for you. And then that random service was like the most boring service.
No, I literally have no recollection of that. That's so weird.
That is so weird. I know you were there because you were one of the ones like I was praying for. You know how you have people in your life?
I'm sure I was. I just don't remember.
Yeah.
That's so funny though.
Yeah.
How crazy.
I know, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then like, I think everyone came to church with me shortly after, or that Christmas.
Yeah, we'd always go on Christmas Eve, I remember
at midnight.
that.
It was fun. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But that's like the story of when I talked about going to Christian, when you went to the Christian school, because of the lockdowns and stuff. She moved her kids.
I wanted in-person school. The homeschool was not going for us.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
It was not going. Like Fox was like a toddler, and so he was just like walking around like I'm trying to school the kids. I'm screaming at him, and then like I just had Mickey on in the background.
She would go on these long bike rides by yourself, didn't you? And you call me, I can't do it anymore. I'm gonna kill Ben. I'm gonna kill everybody.
Well, so Ben was working.
And you're getting margaritas every day?
Ben was working from home. Oh yeah, I was like door dashing Columbus. I'm all, you know? I'm all margaritas again. Yeah. No.
I was in Cave Creek, so like we would have seen each other if I was close.
And the homeschool with the 3 different kids at different ages, personality. And it wasn't like it was like homeschool my curriculum. It was like they were all on their own. So they were just with headphones and...
Well, you're really smart too, and people that are really smart sometimes don't understand how people don't understand things, because it comes to her like this.
Yeah, we have, like, that's why I was trying to tutor Ken in math, and then Crystal had to intervene and be like, when I like threw a hydro flask across the room one day.
Yeah, but it's just not right, like, because I understand what that's like, because I'm very...
Because I'd be like, seeing this and this, and then she's all... no. And then I feel like she was
being lazy. Yeah.
Yes.
And it's not. She really didn't understand.
And I'm not a good explainer because I do get things quickly. So
Freakishly quickly.
like I can, but Bear gets it like me and CJ. So like I can tell them and they're like, oh yeah. So it like,
They learn the same.
yes. And then Ken, she's a little bit like, she needs it broken down a little more like you. And so.
But your brain doesn't work like that. When you understand a big concept, you don't understand how to get there.
No.
Because it just happens.
Yes.
So she got a tutor. No more throwing.
Yeah. But you know, like growing up, like I've seen that Instagram post where it's like, if your dad never screamed at you at the kitchen table growing up, like, are you even like, I feel like that was like a rite of passage. Like
100%.
everybody's parents screamed at them doing homework. I remember my dad screaming at my sister. Like I never got screamed at for homework, I don't think, but I remember my sister
You got it.
vividly.
Yeah.
But I think it's just like a thing, you know? And so then I was doing it and then I was like, this isn't working. Cause then it was like a very negative experience. And Crystal was like, cause she was a teacher, she was like, she needs a tutor. Like, this isn't your job to like.
Well, they bring that anxiety and stress to the next day with that concept. So now that concept is now tarnished because it's created this experience that goes with the concept.
And then like.
So it downward spirals the lack of learning.
And right when we start doing it, I tell everyone,
so confident.
get a tutor. Don't scream
Get
at your
a
kid.
tutor.
And like, as your parent, you want the kids to be able to come to you as a parent when they're frustrated about it, not like you're the source of the
Frustration.
you know? So it just.
Well, and they teach it so different now. It's not good for parents. It's actually more confusing when
Yeah.
parents get involved because our concepts are different.
Yeah, because the way we learned it is not, now they do the grouping.
I don't understand the grouping. I think it's a horrible plan.
It's so,
Crazy.
yeah, so I always tell people now, I feel like I was just telling Sarah this maybe. I'm like, get a tutor.
Yeah.
Like, don't even try to do it because you're just
you're
going to
right.
cause a problem and like, you're going to fight with your kid. It's horrible.
So
Crazy.
But the
gotta-
tutoring is expensive. It's no joke. I'm like, this is crazy.
Yeah, we did it with Hunter, and it was like a cart.
It's like worth it though. But yeah,
Oh, it's a car payment.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
nuts.
Oh, yeah. Wait, so we do have to tell you about when I called Teisha, jumping around a bit today. But so,
like that's new.
so I do this thing where we'll talk about somebody, not completely rudely, but I'll be like, oh, she's just kind of a B word.
She's like explaining to me the person.
Yeah, I'm like, she's kind of a bitch. I like it.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
Like I like a strong, to say it correctly, I like a strong woman. I'm not a lesbian. It's sounding like it again after Julia was here, but I like am attracted, like friendship
Still
wise.
sounding like it,
Yeah,
but
still
yeah.
sounding like a lesbian. But like, you know how you're like attracted to people in your life, like intrigued maybe.
Yeah,
I like strong
She
people.
gravitates towards a strong personality.
Yes, I love a strong personality. So I'm like explaining, I'm like, she's kind of a,
Yeah, like there was like 3 times this weekend.
I go, she's kind of different.
She's like kind of bitchy, real sassy,
real strong, maybe rude.
She reminds me of you.
Yeah, 3 times I did it. 3 times.
3 different people.
3 different people. I'm like, you know, she's kind of like.
And I don't like any of those people. No, I'm just kidding. I do. But
you?
Yeah. The first one was. I like.
Oh yeah,
her.
I love her.
But
I said she's not like a
Yeah.
kiss butt.
Yeah.
Trying to cuss less on this thing because I think some of my cheerleaders are listening now.
Yeah, so
I gotta
then
act
she
right.
was like, and then the next day it was all, yeah, she's kind of crazy. And
Yeah,
then,
I like that too.
Yeah, and then that one was,
Oh yeah.
yeah, she's kind of crazy, kind of like,
Oh,
you know?
like a little rough around the edge.
Yeah, and I'm all,
She's
I'm
the
all.
best.
Well, it's
yeah,
not even.
and it's always,
no.
and she's like,
it's-
she's just like you. And I'm all,
No, it's like a moment where we both know it is like you. Like the other
like,
day, it was all.
the
She's
person's
kind of da 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 da, you know. And then we looked at each other. I'm like, kind of like you.
But like, I don't even like particularly like these people. So it's kind of like weird
Well,
when
you
I'm
have
getting
this thing where
prepared to
someone's
them.
like you, it's a pissing contest.
No.
Oh, 100%. When someone comes into the equation.
No,
And
but
they,
I
like,
don't
fill
like a strong
her place.
personality. When I get a strong personality, I'm like, ugh.
Yeah,
you
because
know?
it's her. She'll like a real schmucky,
I
you
have
know?
that personality for all of us.
Yeah, I like a
Yeah,
schmuck,
like
you
someone
know?
in my life, if they're
No,
like.
but like, I feel like all my close friends are strong personalities. You, Kara, Julia, like that's all strong personalities. They're not pushovers at all.
I know, but in the friendship setting, I don't think they're strong personalities. They're not bitchy whatsoever.
No, not bitchy.
Like,
yeah,
not
very
at all.
nice.
Very like, whatever.
Yeah, you guys are all very nice.
Very nice.
Yeah,
like
that's
Megan,
true.
very nice.
Yeah, that's true. I guess no one's but me.
Yeah,
Jen
you're
Sharp.
the queen.
Jen Sharp.
But Jen also is like, Teisha wants us, so I guess we'll sit back here. Teisha wants us to, you know, it's very like, it's your, probably the only one that gives you a little run is Europa.
Yeah.
And you guys do butt heads because of who's planning the dinner, and we're all, you know, who's allowing us, we're like, whatever they say. Me and Megan and Jen are like, whatever. And these two are like, well, I just think we need to get on the list for Lucas. Well, I just think Lucas
Made up.
Yeah,
Never
all
heard
these
of that
places.
place.
Me and Jen Sharp had never heard of. And we're all, okay.
That's
There
so
is a little
funny.
bit of a pissing contest there.
We are similar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See? But Kara and Julia, if you had a strong opinion, they'd be like, okay, that's where you and Dave would butt heads.
Yeah, Julia's very easygoing about
Exactly.
stuff.
Yeah.
She's all, what are we doing, guys? You know?
Yeah, it's not like
But she's strong in herself. I guess,
yeah, but they're different.
different. Yeah, I see
The
what you're
people
saying.
we just listed are
Yeah.
not those people.
Yeah.
They're strong in all ways. But if I have someone in my life that's like telling me where to go, what to do, and like coming in on this, you're like, what's the so-and-so doing?
Yeah, I don't like them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, why are you listening to them? Yeah, immediate dislike, you know? I'm all, you know? Can't wait till this one runs its course. You know? I'm all, yeah, this bitch got about 5 minutes and then she's out of here.
Usually do run their course.
Yeah, they do.
The ones that stay, they're in. But
Yeah.
they gotta know
Yeah.
where the queen bee is, I guess.
No, that's dumb. I'm not.
Don't mess with Texas, you know, over here.
Texas.
Teisha. Like they say that, don't mess with Texas.
They do? Who's they?
People, don't they? Because they'll shoot you
Never
in
heard
Texas.
that saying ever.
Don't mess with Texas?
Never in my life.
What?
I'm concerned.
You heard that?
It's like a thing. Everybody.
it.
No, it's like a world. Don't mess with Texas. Because they're all like,
Really?
they're all like country and like will shoot you and like,
Yeah, I like it. I just
oh
never
yeah,
heard it.
it's like an understood. Don't mess with Texas.
Really?
Yes, you don't mess with. No one messes with Texas.
Yeah.
Never
Yes.
heard it.
Oh my gosh, you hear everything. So don't mess with Teisha. It's like don't mess with Texas. Yeah,
That's
it's
so
the same.
stupid.
It is the same.
That's stupid.
So then we do this thing where she'll stand there when I'm talking to somebody, like this.
No, I don't. I just stand
doesn't.
there.
She doesn't
and
know she's doing
She's doing her chit chat, and I can't do small talk. I'm incapable of small talk. It's so awkward. I'm all, so finally some nice weather. Like, it's so weird. It's like, I can't do it. I have to talk about real things. It's not inside me to talk about small talk. And so I'm all, and then it's like awkward. Like sometimes we'll be talking and then Crystal will see someone else and she's like, oh, Sally, bye. And she'll get up and then I'm left with the random that she was talking to, but now she's left for another random. And then I'm all, so yeah, far drive. You know, like I don't know what to say and it's so awkward. And then they think I have a bad personality and I don't.
That's why they think you don't like him. So sometimes I'll have to go, sorry, I'm sorry. This is my best friend. She seems kind of bitchy, but really nice.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden she like morphs into a normal person. She's all, hi, how are you? I'm all, what the?
Yeah, I can't do
Yeah,
that.
it's
I
just
can't
different.
do the small talk. It's
A lot
so
of my friends
awkward.
aren't like that though. They're not really into small talk.
No.
All my good friends love a party where I don't invite anyone else.
Yeah.
It's really, again, I'm attracted to that same personality.
Like, oh yeah, this guy just checked me out of my groceries. He's coming to the party. Like,
Yeah.
it's like everyone.
I love it. I love everybody at the party.
How opposite you are.
Oh, but I'm similar to Ben.
Oh yeah, did you see that thing I posted? How like getting out of the Uber? Oh, it's so funny. It's so Ben and Chris. Like every time we're in an Uber, I'm all, here we go. It's gonna be a life story. We can't just sit and drive, you know. And then it's all, yeah. Well, the autopsy was inconclusive, so there's that. Like it's so funny. But I've watched that like 3 times. It's so you guys.
It is. I'm like
Ben's
best friends
the
with them.
same.
I'm all, I don't know why that happened to you, but let's pray.
I know, and I'm all, oh my gosh.
I am gonna try the taco place or whatever. Didn't talk about.
Yeah. It's all.
Yeah.
5th and Broadway. Like yeah, it was so funny though.
That is fun.
Oh.
What else has happened in this week?
Oh, I don't know. I had a funny story now. I can't remember. Oh, I thought of it. So, well, now it might be not that funny because I made it seem like it was so funny. But so the grocery pickup. I've been starting to do, because Crystal inspired me to save money on Instacart to go pick up my groceries. So I'm doing the Fry's click list. So
The Fry's quick list delivery is cheap though.
really?
Yes, it's
and they
weird.
deliver?
Yes.
And some
But
things
it's not
I'll go to add and it says delivery only, and I want
It's
it.
not Instacart prices. It's Fry's prices.
Oh, do they deliver same day or is it like
Yes,
next day?
the same day. It's back to Instacart, but through the Fry's app.
Do you have to tip though?
Yeah, but it's not near as bad.
See, because the price isn't so high.
Yes.
Yeah, because my groceries are $300 and then my tip is $60.
And what have they been now?
I can't do a bad tip.
Neither. I do a 20% every time.
20%.
What is your groceries
The
been?
person could literally like eat the food on the way to drop it off
Me
to
too.
me, and I'd still tip
And then
them 20%.
sometimes I feel bad for him and I give him another.
Oh,
Yeah, I really.
People show up to Crystal's house and the guy's all like, he's wobbling up on one leg and he's all setting the groceries down. He's got one eye and he's all, this is a beautiful house. And Crystal's all, $100.
Every time. I've done it maybe 10 times.
Sign up to deliver.
Yeah.
Yes,
Oh,
and just act like you have
And
a
they're
bad
not that
life.
bad, but they
Yeah.
say things.
Yeah.
Like,
He's all, I hope one day I can afford a house like this.
oh, I'm going to help him get there.
Yeah, well, like, I hope one day I can afford a house like this, like, pay me more. No, I'm just kidding. Like, I'm gonna break up my
you know
staging
what?
prices. No.
I know, it is. And yeah,
like, people
the
take
house is a
advantage of
weird
her,
thing.
and it drives
is
me nuts.
weird. It comes with like a weird
Yeah, because sometimes
stigma
people
that
will
we
be
have
like,
money.
people will be like, I'm all, yeah, my nails were only $50. She's all, mine were $300. And I'm all,
It happens all the time.
because she over tips. I still tip, but I tip 20%. But she feels bad, so then she
give 'em the
over,
money.
and then people start expecting that from her. Like, she's loaded, and then they're like, you know.
And then it's kind of annoying.
Yeah.
And then she's like mad. She's like, dang, now I have to like give.
Take advantage of the generosity.
Yes.
Yeah.
That happens all the time. And then I get annoyed because I'm like, these people are whacked, you know?
Yeah.
Because I'm not a big handout, you know? But I do tip always 20%. But anyway, so back to the Instacart. So I've been doing the Fry's click list. So Ben does this thing. First of all, he does this thing where I'm like, hey, I got to get my Fry's click list. And then I'm going to go get it. And he's like, well, I'll go get it. And I'm like, okay, cool. And then he's like, do you want to go with me? And I'm like,
I don't like to ride in the car.
and like, if you're going to get it,
No, he just
if I
wants you
have
to go with him.
I know, but I don't
He
wanna
likes you to go with him.
He like wants to do all these errands together. And he'll be like, hey, I'll go get the girls from cheer. You want to come? No. Because I'll just go if I'm going to go.
Yeah.
It's just weird, right?
I can see both sides.
I'm just not that way. Like, it's an errand. It's not like a date, you know? But he'll be like, let's go get the Fry's click list together. So I'm like, so sometimes
go?
Yeah, sometimes I'll just appease him because I know it means a lot to
That's
him.
nice.
Yeah, but
I
like
gotta
in
do
my
that
head,
more.
I'm like, you're going already. I could be at home getting something else done. Oh, it's so inefficient. That's
the perfect word.
That's the perfect word for it. It's the most inefficient thing. So I'll be like, okay. So,
Kyle loves when I go with him somewhere.
oh, so does Ben. And it's so weird. Like to get gas or to go pick up.
he
You want to
would
go
love
pick
it.
up Cafe Rio like on the weekend for lunch? And I'm like, just go get it. I don't want to go get it. So anyways, so the last
Me
weekend,
too.
it was the rainy weekend. I get the Fry's. I'm like, I got to get my Fry's. He's like, I'll go get it. You want to come? And in my head, I'm all sure. So right before, I was like, hey, you have some like nose hairs coming out. So like, I think I went to drop the girls off at cheer. Yes, it was a Sunday. So I come home and he's got like tissue sticking out of his nose. And I'm like, what happened? And he's all, oh, I clipped my nose, shaving my nose hairs. And I'm like, shaving? Why don't you just wax them or pluck them? And he's like, no, I was shaving with like his face razor. And then he tried to get like right here and he clipped right in here and it would not stop bleeding.
Oh, that's like so
It
painful
was like,
too.
I go, do you think you had a vein? Because it took 2 hours for it to stop bleeding. And then we had to lay him down and like push it. And then I had to put the like, the glue, you know, like the liquid bandage. So anyways, so he's got the thing in his nose. And I was like, I gotta go get my Fry's click list. And he's like, I'll go, do you wanna come? And I'm like, so we get there. And then he's got the thing in his nose. And then he has this thing where he has to get out and help him. Do you do that too?
Every time.
Oh.
That is the funniest thing. Every time. I can't even stand it.
for them to
Me
think that
either.
he's not helping.
Exactly.
So
I'll be on the phone helping them.
So I'm either way. I'll help them, but like I also, if I'm not feeling it, I don't really care. It is kind of a pressure thing though, because you feel like they're judging you. Like you like horrible person. You're not helping me. It's awkward, and then you're just sitting there as they're unloading. Great job, you know. So we're sitting in there, and then the guy comes up, and it's raining, and I'm in like pajamas or something, and Ben's all, hey, do you want to get out and help him? And I'm like, are you crazy? And he's like, well, I got the thing. And it was like a full thing in his nose. Like, and then I'm like, why do you have to have such a big thing? Like, just rip off a piece and shove it up there. He's got a whole thing hanging out of his nose. And so he's like, get out there and help him. And I'm like, oh my God. So I'm like, I don't want to get out there. And he's like, get out there and help him. So the guy's unloading and we're arguing. He's like, get out there. I'm like, no, it's raining. I'm not getting out there. And then he's all, sorry, I'd help, but I got this thing in my nose. I got a bloody nose. He's telling me he has a bloody nose. And I'm all, sorry, it's raining. I'd get out, but I don't have any clothes on. Like, it was so, like, we were crying. And the guy's all, yeah, no worries. And he's slamming the things. I think he was judging us, you know? And
Well, it was because
yeah, it was in the rain, so it felt extra awful. And Ben like couldn't get over that the guy would like think he wasn't helping, and he's all, get out there. He's yelling. I'm like, get out there. And he's like, sorry, man, I got a bloody nose. Like, it was so funny. Oh, but like I do feel like there is a little pressure to help. Like you do feel like you're a bad person, but then I kind of just ignore it. Or I'll be like, sorry, I'm phone, you know, and I'm not.
And then your phone rings.
Yeah.
In your ear.
Yeah, and I'm not, you know, and I'm all sorry, you know, but it's
I get
so
out every
funny.
time, on the phone or not.
Oh, it was so funny.
Oh,
it
yeah.
wasn't as funny of a story as it was in life, you know?
Yeah, must have been there. Had to be there. So we went out to dinner with these couples, the 4 couples.
Well, first Julia, what she said.
Julia was really, someone said to me, I'm listening to the podcast, is that real? I go, yeah. They go, oh my gosh. But one of the best things too is I do think that, I don't know if this is too personal, but I do think that like what I've learned from my friends is some of my friends that have only slept with their husband, I do feel like their sex life is a little different. Like I feel like it's
better.
more, and there's not all these other preconceived things that come with it. Like when you don't wait till you're married, I think you've been in relationships where the guys didn't treat you as good, and you might have been sexual, and then you have resentment that builds with sex that like when you're
Like baggage.
Yeah, like some of my crazier friends, they like don't have sex anymore in their marriage. And I'm like,
And
but
you're
that's
like,
not his fault.
Like you're wasting it on the wrong guy.
Yes, but they have like all this like guilt and shame that comes with the other guys. So if their husband isn't being nice to them or things aren't perfect, they like hold sex for ransom. And like my friends that they've only been with the one person, it's like they still can't get enough all the time. They never say no. I've noticed that's a common thing.
Yeah.
But I don't think there's any resentments towards it or any
Like,
bad experiences.
Yeah.
You know, where the guy didn't call or it felt like it was sex without meaning. You know, when you feel like gross.
Yeah.
I've heard people say.
Yeah,
you know?
I wouldn't know.
Yeah, I wouldn't know specifically, but I've
Yeah.
heard that happens.
Yeah.
But like it's crazy. And
Yeah.
the youngsters that are listening, Don Wilson did the best thing with the duct tape. Do you remember that?
No.
It's like, did we grow up together?
I don't know. Like what's
It was
happening?
the best thing. I want to do it for my cheerleaders next year. So he walked out of the service, our old pastor at CCV, and he had duct tape like all the way down his chest. And then so
I
he'd
do not
come
remember that.
and do it was the best thing I've ever seen. He'd come, and I grew up in church where it's like, don't have sex, don't have sex, don't have sex, and all we're doing is singing about sex. You know, because
Yeah.
again, like you don't tell someone not to, it makes them want to.
Yeah.
Don't look over there.
Yeah.
Don't look over there. Don't. All you want to do is look over there. So you're gonna look over there. Like it's just the truth. Don't look up. Oh boy, don't look up.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah.
look up. You're gonna look
Yeah.
up. So it's better to tell people what to do than what not to do. You know, like it's stronger mentally. But anyways, so Don had the duct tape on. And then the next pastor came out. So it was like the greeting. Then the next pastor came out and said the announcements. Then the worship team came out and had the duct tape on.
So everyone had duct tape.
The same piece. You could just see this duct tape. It wasn't like 5 people with one duct tape. It was the same piece of duct tape. You could see there would be one person each time that had the duct tape
Okay.
on.
so they would rip it off.
Yeah, they wouldn't show us like the ripping, but you just kept seeing there's the duct tape. There's the duct tape.
Yeah.
And the whole service you're wondering, so at the end of the service he talked about sex. And he said you could see that 5 or 6 people had this piece of duct tape on. And he went like this and it pulled right off his shirt. And he said, now let me give you a fresh piece of duct tape. And he pulled a fresh piece of duct tape on. He ripped it and he went like this, where the 2 sticky sides, he put them together. And he tried to pull them apart, and you literally can't pull them apart.
Yeah.
And he's like, that's what sex is in God's eyes. He's like, when you share that with 50, with a couple different people, the bond. So he took the piece that was on everybody, he stuck it together, and it just goes, it's like not sticky anymore.
Yeah, that's such a good like visual. Yeah.
And he goes, God's plan for sex is to bond you, is to stick you together where nothing can break you apart.
Yeah.
And he's like, but if you've used that with different people, everything will break you apart.
Yeah.
Because you're not using sex as the bonding mechanism that it's supposed to be. It's not supposed to be shared with 5 people before.
And Ashley talked at the service about like what happens chemically to men and women when you have sex. And there is chemical things and there is bonding that takes place chemically. Like people can say it doesn't, but like it's a chemical thing that they've studied and proven that actually happens.
Well,
when you
in
have
women
sex.
more than men.
Yeah.
Men, it's not as much bonding as it is for
Well,
women.
it was like a different bonding.
Yeah.
It was like things that actually happen. And it's crazy. Like you can say it doesn't, but
well, that's why
does.
girls lose their mind after they do it. Then they're all clingy.
Yeah.
And it's like because they've released that thing.
Yeah.
And you're not supposed to till you're married. So some of my friends that have only been, I feel like the sex is different too. It's very like more PG, you know, and like more like the bonding and the things and more frequent. So my plug to women that didn't go that route, those of you. You really have to be visual for this now.
So funny.
But those of you that didn't go that route, I think it's just to remember to keep it, like Ashley talked about that, like how our minds are so like trained to go weird places, to keep it like, make sure it's like a bonding, and that when you're doing that, make sure you remember it's your husband. You trust him, you love him. Like, let go. Because I think when you've been hurt and burned, like that's one of the things I love about Kyle is he had relationships, but not like love and breakup. And like he has way less baggage than I do.
Yeah.
Like I'm more like, you're not going to Hooters. He's like, I don't want to go to Hooters. I'm like, well, you're not, you know, and he never even wanted to go to Hooters, but someone else did.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'll like be like, I'm not putting up with this, but it's not Kyle.
Yeah.
It was Joe Schmo that put me through the Hooters nights, you know, the nights that got you sick to your stomach.
Oh, yeah.
That's the worst.
Everyone's had one of those. Well, not everyone, but some.
Who is it? Oh, someone. I'm like,
yeah.
Though I also, my mom always said before marriage, kids and sharing before marriage, money and before money and kids, you shouldn't have anything to fight about. Like, and I remember I was dating, I'm like, no, Mom, we just had working on it. Like,
when people are dating and there's no
there's
combined
drama.
finances, no kids, I'm like, what are you fighting
And you're
about?
not living together. Those are the 3.
Yeah,
you're not living together.
fight
There's
about.
no, like, she's like, there's nothing to fight about. And I thought my mom was absolutely crazy.
I really believe that.
She's so true. Like, when Kyle and I go away, it's like a totally different thing.
Yeah.
But with kids, I mean, everybody fights these days.
Oh, yeah.
And if you don't, I would love to learn more about it. But I think what we're finding is if you're having the nookie every other day, you're not fighting as much.
Yeah, we went to dinner and another time, and someone was saying they do it every other day with their husband. And I was like, huh.
Well, and she puts on little nightgowns.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah, that is
do
fun
you do
because
that?
men are visual.
See, I
Do you do
know.
the nightgown?
Dana's just a good time.
I know.
We're getting Dana in the hot seat one day.
Yeah, Dana.
I know. We have to. Because I always
do
am
like the interviews. I think it's fun to get other people, and people probably get sick of us just jerking around, you know?
literally.
And so they're probably like, you know, get some fresh meat in here. Yeah. No,
We have a list.
Wait, you
We have
do
to
the
tell you
the 90s?
It's so fun. Yeah.
I know. See, I have one I haven't even. It's like dust, you know?
It's all like 80s. No, but I used to have 90s, and then, it's so funny, when we moved, I left them there because they were hanging on the back of the bathroom door, like in our master, and then, it was so funny, and then the lady that moved in found him, and then she called Dave, and he's all, hey,
The realtor.
yeah, and he's all, hey, she found Teisha's 90s, and if you guys want to pick them up, she'll stick them in a box outside. I was all, you can throw them away. But you know, I will say when I had bigger boobs, I feel like I was more into the 90, and now I feel like I look just not as female.
No.
Like,
I think
not
that's
as-
in your head.
There's less going on, and now that I feel like I'm more like it's more like Kelly Ripa vibes, which I don't feel like.
I don't think you're, oh gosh, no.
Really?
That girl needs a cheeseburger.
Yeah, but she's just very, like, I'm very boxy.
I
There's
don't
not a
think
lot
you're
of curves.
No, you still have a butt.
Really?
And you still have like a curve. No, you
So,
don't.
yeah,
This
so.
is like so dysmorphia.
To do with what you actually look like.
Yeah.
So much to do with how you feel.
Yeah.
Just like my mom in the videos.
Yeah.
Like she acted
So I'm
like.
just like not wanting to. I do think that's for women when you're not feeling your best.
Do you think when you're doing sexy time, do you not feel as?
Yeah, I will say with like small boobs, and my boobs are so small. Like I have like, well, I'm not wearing a padded
Let's
bra today.
ask the listeners about what cleavage is too.
Oh yeah, because I had my Skims bra. And I'm like, look at my cleavage. She's like,
It's
I
not
would say
cleavage. They're full.
would
Cleavage
say
is like
I don't
they're
have
touching,
cleavage.
I feel like.
Yeah, but back to what I was saying. I do think when you're not feeling your best, you don't want to like put on something because it's drawing more attention, you know?
And you're all.
Yeah,
Then you're not confident in it. You gotta wear it and be like, this is it.
And I just don't feel like they're like something to look at.
I do
they're
think
very small, which is great. But I just don't think there's something like, I used to have like very full boobs.
Yeah. See, and I do think the boobs have helped me in that area. I feel like it's like an instant,
weird how
like
it
sexual tool.
It
I'm
is,
all, and like it changes.
And it's more like
everything.
Feminine. I don't know if that's the right word. It's more like a
More classically traditional feminine.
It's weird, yeah, because I do feel less. I don't know. I feel like it looks less sexual without big boobs.
I wonder, and I do feel more sexual with these torpedoes. But I wonder if other people that have gotten the boobs out, if there was this transition.
Or if you've just always been small, if you feel less, and that's why you get big boobs. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or if you didn't, do you feel less, or do you feel great about the little? I don't know. I do feel great about the little. Like, I'm never getting them back. But
no, it's just in the sexual way.
It's just different.
Like
it's
you
not
feel
as
less
like
womanly.
it's not as like much to look at, you know?
Yeah.
So it'd feel kind of weird.
Motorboat in or anything.
No, and I feel like it'd be like in my little nightie, it'd be like, and he'd be like, oh, what are we doing?
Yeah, but the nips are what it's about. It's not necessarily.
Is it free?
No, but I'm saying like
all-
in a nightie, you'd still have something to see. It's not like the size.
Yeah.
Like Kendall Jenner wears a see-through shirt and there's nothing, but it's like, oh boy, there's something.
Yeah, that's true.
Do you know what
Maybe
I mean?
I could make it more like, see-through.
Yeah, like there's still tricks.
Yeah.
Accentuate, like,
Yeah.
you know.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, I haven't done the 90s in years, but I was intrigued after talking to our friend. She was like, yeah, like I get changed, and I was like, oh, well, that's fun, you know?
Yeah, during the day. I was going to get some of those too, but where do you get them?
I don't know.
Jen always said, she always said, oh, too much of a plug. She always said, there's a reason why people wrap Christmas presents. It's more fun to unwrap them. Like,
Yeah, that's
you
a
could
good-
just hand a gift, but like unwrapping it's part of the fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, the anticipation.
Yeah.
But I've tried to up the number a little bit because I feel like we had a healthy number. But now I'm trying to
Do you feel like it's like if someone has a higher number than you have to beat them?
maybe I'm not really competitive, but I think I secretly am competitive. Yeah.
I would never say you're not competitive.
Really?
Yeah.
I would 100%
Never
say you are.
in my
But
life.
like not for a workout. Never in my life. Everyone beat me all day long. Like
no,
I'm
you're
not
100% competitive.
Really?
In most things.
really.
Yeah. But now I think you're in a like sex off. Like you can't hear anyone's having sex with their husband more than you.
Although I'm not going to number. I'm never doing.
It's like
But that's different. They're like dating.
2 more things though I want to talk about. Paris's book, you got to read it. It's
I
gotten
know.
so good.
Hey, yes.
Like it's like intriguing. The school was
You feel
crazy.
A whole different perspective on
I feel like the school should be like illegal.
It is. That's what she's fighting for.
Yeah.
That's the whole
She's not the
thing.
one
She's
doing
going to the
Yeah,
Capitol.
because they're
and-
like underage, so it's like abuse.
But the way they're spinning it, no one's understanding what's really going on at these schools.
Yeah.
It's like really good. And the read of the ADD is like so for me. I don't even have to read it on 2.0. It's like crazy.
Because it hops around.
Yeah, but it's really interesting, the life.
She talks all about how prior to this legislation that she's pushing, there is no restriction on this type of school. And so they add
What kind of restriction do you mean?
like,
Any restriction.
federal or governmental.
They're allowed to do whatever they want to these kids.
There's no like
No
oversight.
one comes and
Guidelines,
checks
yeah.
them. No one like makes sure everybody's safe. Like
yeah.
even in nursing homes, they check.
Yeah, like public school, you
Yes.
can't hit people.
Yes. Yo, they can do whatever.
Regulations.
And it's in the middle of nowhere. So
because they don't fall into like public school
yep, there's no regulations.
educational regulations. So there's no one watching what.
Who even created this? Like sickos.
Oh no, they're in jail for like, it's like crazy. And when she runs away and calls Kyle,
Yes.
oh my gosh, it's like gut wrenching.
Yeah.
And then the cops come and get her and put her back.
Kyle
It's-
Richards?
Yes. But like how you could feel like it's so bad she runs away, like runs through the
Yeah.
forest at night, hiding in this place abandoned as a 15-year-old,
Yes.
and calls Kyle, please come help me. And Kyle called, they sent the cops because they thought the place was safe. And they warned him that your kids will do these things, it's normal.
Yeah.
And like Paris said, I'm naughty, I don't respect my parents, I snack out, they don't listen to me.
Yeah.
But like I'm being abused and no one's listening.
Oh,
like
that's
you're like
sad.
sick. and the cops put her back, and then she's in more trouble because she ran away.
Oh gosh.
And like no one will listen. Oh, it's like
Full strict searches, full.
it's like gut wrenching because you're like, she's a kid.
Yeah, that's like sad.
And she's so respectful about her parents, like not knowing what, but the fact that she just came out with it all these years later, like she lived with that, with all of these things for
that's
so
sad.
long. It's crazy. It's really interesting about like, you never know someone's story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you never
Like
know.
you would have judged her and been like, she's.
I 100%
Yeah.
judged her, 100%. But like even, I know you don't like talking about deep stuff, but Teisha's mother-in-law, can I just say lightly?
Yeah.
Her mother-in-law passed away. It's funny because we were talking about something the week before about like, you never know when things happen, or like, because I was talking about my dad. Mm-hmm. And like, I was like, you never know, and then.
Not my mother, not Ben's mom.
No. What did we call your stepmom?
No, yeah, not my
Stepmom.
mother-in-law.
Not mother-in-law, stepmom.
My
Dad's
wife.
Got it.
But it was suddenly, like it was a surprise. And we went to her funeral yesterday. And I think with my dad's service, which was amazing, I think we talked about that. Mm-hmm. And her Albie's service yesterday, there was such like a loud theme about eternal things to me.
Yeah.
Like her dad spoke, and it was like amazing. He did such a good job.
It was good.
It was so good. It wasn't scripted. It was like so clear about like their love. Mm-hmm. Like I would get emotional. I love her dad too, clearly. But like you forget, like, you know, we focus on all these things, just like you were saying with Julia. Like we focus on all these moments, and at our house, we're running a tight ship, like from this to that. And like maybe we're mad about the kids' rooms not being clean. And then maybe Kyle and I are arguing about how to discipline the kids. And, you know, we're worried about work, and we're worried about all these things. And like the stories he told, like none of that mattered.
No.
Like it was only about them. Like it was such a pure love story of like how love can change your whole life.
Yeah, and like he really didn't see any of the struggle.
Yeah.
It was just all like, it was really good.
It was so good.
Yeah.
And like their memories and like the lake house and the pictures, like it was so clear to me that like it's such a gift. They were married 15 years, together 17 years. And he's like, I've never experienced a love like that in my whole life. And it made me like, sometimes I'm hard on Kyle because, you know, they're annoying. Like your kids are annoying.
Yeah.
Like I love him and he listens. He's a jerky, but like I've never had a love like that either. And my mom never had a love like my dad. And like sometimes we just forget. Like even my best friends, like, oh, I'm gonna totally cry.
Oh no.
But like this is so lesbian, but like I sat back and watched Teisha, and like I was like looking at her kids, you know, because it's like her family, and like I've seen Gary since we grew up, and all these memories were popping in my head of like us at his house when we were single and drunk and just stupid, and he like talks about you so highly whenever he says your name, and then like they played this song, and like Gary, she knew it was gonna upset him, and like she totally like leaned in and like laid on him, and I was just like so proud. I was like, she has the purest heart, like she's just the best. And like watching her kids, you know, any of those moments though, like it's not about the emails you send, or like you're good at all those things, but what I really love about you, and like so lesbian, I feel like Ben and I know the real you, whereas like you don't show that side to everybody.
Yeah, no.
And it's like you don't see the emotional side of Teisha very often, and it was like so pure. Like you've always loved him unconditionally. You've loved Ron unconditionally, your dad. And like, I don't know, it was just like an out-of-body moment where I was like, this is what matters. Like,
yeah,
none of the things I'm stressed out about right now matter.
Yeah.
They really don't. And like, you kind of give away the power when you realize that.
Yeah.
Like I had the best day after that yesterday.
Yeah, it's almost like it's sad that it takes a funeral to like reset you about what's, but I do feel like whenever I go to weddings or funerals, I'm very like grounded in like love and life and God. And it's crazy like how distant from that we are in everyday life.
We are.
And it's like when you're at those things, like every time I'm at a wedding, I'm like so grateful for Ben and like our love. And I'm like, not everyone has this, and like
they don't.
And then like every time I'm at a funeral, I'm like, I'm so grateful. But then it's crazy how like just every day you're just you know?
Exactly. I feel like every day is even work, like, you know, and we have the best job on the planet. Like so many people see our dumb videos and they're like, oh, I love your job, but it's like true. Get to work with my best friends.
Totally.
We decorate houses.
Like it's work and
like,
it's stressful, but it's so fun.
Yeah. And like my husband's an amazing husband, and I might get annoyed, but like he's the love of my life, like for sure.
For sure.
No one's loved me for all those things. And it was just like so clear, like what matters, and like family and like legacy. And then Gary had all these friends, like they were in the police department forever, and they all showed up, and like the way they hugged each other, it's like they knew each other.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm just showing up. It's like you're going through hell on earth and I'm here. It was just like really cool.
It was
a really like special moment, and like seeing who Gary was before Allie, like remembering like what a change someone loving you. And it doesn't always have to be like a marital relationship.
Right.
Because I was looking at you the same. Like
I'm all.
But I'm serious, like when people, like I think a gift with me and you is both ways. I think even if you're acting up, I don't see it.
Yeah.
I literally think everything she does is amazing. And I think that's because we've been through so much together that I know your purity.
Yeah.
Like I know if you're being a bitch, like it's really not about the thing you're bitching about.
Yeah,
it's like you're stressed.
Who she is.
Yeah.
Yes. And like I don't think that happens. Like even in Kyle, I'm like, why is he being grouchy?
Yeah.
Instead,
I don't do that with Kyle. Where with you, I'm like, oh, I know what's going on. You know?
Totally. It's like such a pure, like I know, like you make me think I can, this is turning into a lesbian edition, but like you make me think I can do anything. And like I've done so many things because I've had that love.
Yeah.
And like I think it just made me like back with my kids, like who cares if they clean their room?
Yeah.
Like I want them to know that they have that love from me.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't matter. Because I see them through the good, the bad, and the ugly. But I think at parenting these days, we're so worried if we're messing up.
But I do think, because I didn't have a lot of the structure things that Ben had growing up, and it's such a balance.
It is a balance.
Because Ben had all these structured things that he had to do. I never had to clean my room. I never had to do like I never had to do any of those things. Yeah. So like I never learned to do, like I don't make my bed every day. I just get out of bed. Ben makes it every day. You know, and I've read the things like more successful people make their bed every day, and I do think that Ben is successful in a way that I probably don't think I could ever be because I didn't have that structure. You know, I don't know.
See, and I see it so differently.
Really? Because I'm like,
my parents weren't like
sometimes
that.
I'm on him when he's yelling at the kids about stuff, or sometimes I let him and I'm like, it's good for him because I can see the good qualities in him that he has. Whereas if I was only raising them, I think the wheels of the bus would be off a little bit.
Yeah, I do think a husband and wife
what I
compliment,
mean?
but I don't think you were less successful in your life because of those things.
Really?
Not at all. Not even a little bit. And my dad made my bed every day.
Yeah.
And my dad cleaned my room every day. My dad did my laundry. I didn't have to do any of that. And I make my bed every day.
Yeah.
And I do the laundry and I do all those things. Whereas Kyle, he had to do all that every day. And he hasn't made his bed since he moved out of the house.
Really?
Because it was like so forced. That's
Yeah.
like his rebellion.
Yeah.
And I actually think like sometimes the people that didn't have to make their bed.
Yeah.
Because they want to, not because it's forced.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know. So I kind of go both ways on that
Yeah.
because my dad did all that for me. And because it was done for me, I got used to having it done.
Yeah.
So I craved it, but I didn't resent doing it. Because
Yeah.
I never had to.
That
It's
is
weird.
interesting.
So I go both ways on
I never had
those
to make
things.
mine, and then I don't make it so. But maybe it's a personality thing
It is,
too.
and I think it's just like a way you're run. Like Maddie makes her
Yeah.
bed every day.
Well, and Ben's type A, and I'm
So
not
is
type
Maddie.
A.
And Hudson and Broxton don't make their beds. It's like something I'm doing though, because I do agree, like you start your day off more positive, getting something accomplished, and their rooms are just, Hudson and Broxton are just slops.
Yeah.
Like, but they get good grades and they do their homework when they're supposed to.
Yeah.
So it's like, if they're slobs and that's their thing, like, I don't know. I was talking to one of my cheerleaders yesterday. She's a type A and she puts so much pressure on herself to be perfect. And she wakes up, goes to the gym with her mom, eats clean, gets straight A's, is in honors classes, does a 4-page devotional every day, goes to Bible study, but like she's exhausted because of the things that she's put on herself and that she's in a structured environment.
I just feel like I see those people and I feel like they seem miserable, but that's just me. Like I wouldn't be happy, and maybe they'd be miserable not having those things, but like I couldn't be that structured. I would want to shoot myself. Like,
but I think that's where you help Ben.
Yeah.
If Ben didn't have you, he would just.
He used to be way more.
Yeah.
He's loosened up so much.
So I think it's a compliment.
Yeah.
But I think
If he was with someone type A,
it'd be too much.
Disaster.
Yeah, two type A's is like, oh my
bored.
gosh.
I'm asleep.
Asleep.
I'm asleep
Like,
watching
I
your
want to have
life.
fun. It's
And they
life.
can't cope. I feel like
you can't
Yes,
cope.
you can't.
That's something Maddie struggles with that drives me crazy.
I will
If
say,
the plan deviates, she is a full meltdown.
And that's how Ben is.
Yes.
But he's had to change. Matt will probably marry someone more like, you know?
I don't know. But what I think is good, and what I reminded her yesterday, and we talk about this, hopefully you remember because you've forgotten most of our life, but Don Wilson also talked to us about when you work on your strengths and when you work on your weaknesses. Like we're taught, and they teach kids this with this stupid standardized testing, that you have to be decent at everything. And the way you really get great, and like most kids that have an IEP, special needs kids or special ed kids or learning disabled, why they have a discrepancy is because they're so, and this is, I'm not being rude when I say this, but this is Kennedy.
Yeah.
What happens, because this is me, I'm so strong in one area that there's a discrepancy because I'm so low.
Yeah.
It's not even that these are low, it's that there's this huge gap between the two. So what we do in education or in society is we try to bring this up. Instead, and this is why I think we're successful at Holtroff Homes, is because I don't care about anything I'm not good at anymore.
Yeah.
I don't work on writing emails. I don't work on paperwork.
Yeah.
I just work on being the best I can with people.
Yeah.
Because that's where I'm strong. And we're better because we have people in place of our weaknesses. I can't stage, so Teisha stages.
Yeah.
Like, I have all the right people in all the right places, so we're all focusing on our strengths.
Yeah.
There's no me, but like sometimes in life, I think we're trying to make our kids and like everybody a little bit good at everything.
Yeah.
So that's where with the bed making, I'm like, if Hudson and Broxton are, Hudson's a straight A student, like obsessively. Like I'm like, you can get a B. She's like, I cannot.
No,
like,
she got a 91 on a test and retook it to get a higher.
and I'm not instilling
Because
that.
she was like, then if I ever get a bad grade, it would drop it to a B. So she wanted to,
planning ahead.
her
so she
own-
wanted to have it like a high A. Yeah.
So I'm like, if she's killing it in that, why do I?
Yeah.
I don't want her to disrespect my house. There's a borderline with how sloppy her room is. But I also, if she's killing it in one area, keep killing it. I don't know. It's hard, you know? I like
it's
battle
hard.
all that. Because I don't want to ever dim their strengths. And I look at my brother and my mom and dad killed focusing on our strengths. Like, we're so not like anybody else. Like, we're just weird. And like, we're weirdly weird. That makes us great because we're not like other people. You know? Like, my brother doesn't make his bed
Secure
still.
in your weirdness.
Yes.
And that's unique.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
But it's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard to know as parents. But anyways, after Gary's, I was like, I just want to appreciate moments rather than like the pressures we put on ourselves.
Yeah, when we were driving home, because I'm not very like, tell Ben how much he means to me every day, but Gary said that he's like, she loved me so much and I could feel it. It wasn't that she told him every day, and it wasn't even that her actions were great. It was that he could just feel it. So I was like, we were driving home and I'm all, you can feel that I like love you, right? Like a lot. And he's like, yeah. I'm like, no, but like really?
Oh, I can totally tell.
Because I want him to feel that, but I'm not going to tell you every day.
No, but he knows. When you go to the store with him, I see all the things.
Yeah.
You do the things he likes. You say goodbye to him and get off the phone and give him a kiss. You do the deed every other day because you know he likes it.
Yeah, we're doing the,
It's not for any other reason than you want him to be happy.
Yes.
You don't want him to ever think someone else is happier than he is at home.
Yeah.
That's why you do it. See, I always know your intentions.
Yeah.
And
It's
like
just
he
great.
totally knows it.
Yeah, that's good. I hope so.
Another thing
Because I was like, I want that.
Knows it, though.
Yeah.
but I do know it too.
Yeah. I
Me
feel
and Ben
like
are
you
the
should
same.
know it. Yeah.
I know it, but you don't tell me.
No,
You're
I
not
just
like,
that's not
I
my-
missed you.
It's weird. Sometimes when I say something like, I'm like, this is awkward, you know? Or like, no, I'll say something to Ken and she's like, stop. And I'm like, what? I'm being nice. She goes, you're being like sarcastic. I'm like, no. But that's how awkward it sounds when something good comes
does
out.
sound weird.
I'm all, you're like, but I'll tell you, you're amazing mommy's girl, and that's different.
The craziest thing too, I can't stop thinking about. I talked to Ken about this yesterday, is that they went to church the week before. That makes me, before she passed.
Yeah.
They went to church the week before. They haven't been in a while. And it made me like have this peace, Ken and I, we talked about it on the day.
Yeah.
Have this peace that sometimes God's plan is his plan.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think that was on accident.
Yeah.
You know, and it was such a spiritual.
Ken asked me, she said, or was it Bear? One of them asked me, they're like both very deep, like,
Nothing like you in that way either.
they asked me like the deepest
It's more like
questions.
me.
I can't remember who said it, but they were like, do you think it was her time to go? Because she was young, and like, we've talked about like when you die, it's when God wants you to go home to heaven. It's not like it's just when it's your time. Yeah. Sometimes it's a freak thing that there's no other explanation, and sometimes it's your choices, but sometimes your choices should have landed you there and you're here still. So like, I very much believe God has our time worked out. It's when he decides. So Ken or Bear, I can't remember, was like, do you think it was her time to go? Or do you think it was like, because of other things. And I was like, no, I think it was her time. And then we talked about the church. And then I was like, I think God just knows, and there's just like he sets it. And then one of them, I'm like, it was really special. I can't even remember who said it.
Well, you're in a fog when you're going through
and one of
this.
them was like, yeah, I think you're right. I think it was God knew, and then had him go to church. Yeah.
It gave me that feeling too.
Yeah.
That like it is more planned. But on the flip side too, when you're getting those instincts to do certain things, you got to lean into
Act
them.
on them. Yeah.
You know, like I went on that Vegas trip. I haven't been on a trip with my family in years, but I knew I needed to go, and I knew I needed to leave early. Like Kyle and I had a big fight about leaving.
Well, and
early.
we were going to Vegas the next weekend for Cheers. So remember, you were like, I don't want to go
Vegas
2
in
weekends
December.
in a row.
But like, I'm so glad I went, and I'm so glad like we had the dinner. But like the way my dad passed, I know it was God's plan.
Yeah.
Like the dinner, the gambling, you know, and I wish I could have talked to him more that night and this and that, but I like have such a peace about like his time. Yeah. So you just never know.
And
I just
some
think
people
you lean
have
in.
people pass that there is not that, and that's horrible.
Yeah.
And I do think it's still when you go, but
Well, and I still think it's okay for you to be mad at God about that. Like, you can have it.
I think that's so, because
Yeah.
I was. I
Yeah.
think we recorded and I talked about it.
yeah.
I was a little like, what?
Well, yeah, it doesn't take away from like how devastating it is at all.
Yeah.
You know, even if you're like, it was 100% God's plan, you're still like so devastated.
Because you do question all that when you go through grief. Like if it's real.
I thought the service was really good. He did a good
Thought it
job
was
about
excellent.
that. It was
I
like,
really thought it was
because she was a Phoenix police officer, so they had like the chaplain from the police
excellent.
department. It was really good.
That's cool.
It was
Yeah, it just like really puts you in a different of like so much more what matters.
Yeah, I always get that at funerals. And
So that's what
weddings.
I'm going to work on this week.
Yeah.
Is paying attention to eternal things
Yeah.
rather than, well, because sometimes what's the word if they're not eternal? Monumental?
Momentary?
Close, but like monetary?
Monetary?
Is that the right
That's
word?
like money.
Like
Temporal?
things or
Yeah, but like work and like cheer and this and that, like that will make me be so nasty to everyone.
Yeah.
But like what's more important is that I'm not nasty to everyone.
Yeah.
Even if those things take a back seat,
Yeah.
you know? Well, that's what's hard about America. It's so success based. So it's ingrained in us to battle, to fight, that you can do it, never give up. But like at home, it's not taught
know.
to never give up, to be present, to stay home, to make your family a priority.
Yeah, I
know?
follow like a lot of people on Instagram that like have homesteads and they homeschool, and like it's so weird because like I have these thoughts where I'm like, yeah, but your kid's not out in the world living and like gaining independence and then I'm like, that's like a made up thing that I think that we
The
need
world
that.
put on
Yeah,
us, not the
like,
Bible.
Like when you look back in the day too, kids never went to school. They worked at home on the farm or on and they worked with their family. It was like you're with your family your whole life, and then you grow up and then you have your own family, but you're still with your family.
You're always with your family.
Always. It was like there was no school, there was no separation, and now we're so like separated. Yeah. And then you think it's like a badge of honor. Like my kid's so independent. It's like,
Yeah,
it's
you're
not
right.
that great.
Well, just like when the kids are little, when I stayed home, when I would take my kids to the nursery or church, they scream their bloody head off, and people in my life would be like, "Wow, yeah, they're not secure," and I'm like, "No, they're used to their mom being around because I'm always with them. That's nothing to be embarrassed of."
Totally.
But it's so true though, when you're with the right things, like I've been with my family a lot recently, and it's like you're calm. It's like you just feel like life's in order. But it's really hard when you are in a family where there is drama or pain, and your whole life has to not feel calm.
Yeah.
Like
if
kids
you grow
going
up
through a
in
divorce, or even, the times that my family and I were fighting, it doesn't feel like everything's in place.
Yes.
Like it does right now.
Right.
Like my brother and my mom are going on a cruise again, and I, like, at the funeral, I was like, I need to go on the cruise. Like, my mom its time is so limited, but then I'm like, but then I'm leaving my family.
Yeah.
Like, it's confusing, and I have work and responsibilities. But, when you're there, you're like, nothing matters. We're going on the cruise again.
Yeah.
And then I was like, but I, like, hate when they leave right now. I'm like, so...
Like, or you feel like something's going to happen?
Yeah. No, and it just feels like, I already feel homesick. So, like, when they're gone, it's, like, more homesick.
Yeah.
That everything feels weird.
Yeah.
But it's like we're never have hung out or talked as much as we are right now. But it, like, makes my whole life feel better.
Yeah, but that is true. Like, if people have, like, a bad home life, like, how sad you have no, like...
Security.
Safeguard, yeah. Like, no, like, home base to come and feel...
Well, that's how I feel without my dad. I just feel homesick.
Yeah.
And I think when you're going from, house to house, as hard as it is, and I do want to have a few of our friends on here to talk about that. Because I think that's like something we're not maybe.
Yeah, we're doing the guests now. I'm excited.
Yeah, I like the guests because they give different perspectives. But like for divorced couples, how they make it work. Like one of our very good friends is amazing. Like she really co-parents with the best of them. So we want to share those things because we're just talking from marriage perspective because that's all we have between the two of us. But we want to help get other perspectives out there.
Yeah.
It was Teisha's idea, really.
I like it.
Fine.
It was your idea.
Yeah. No, I really don't know.
It was kind of Allie's idea.
It was Allie's idea. Cito. It was 100% Allie's idea.
Yeah.
She's going to be a guest here soon.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, Dana. Bye.
Great week. If you're really struggling, please reach out to a qualified professional, because that's not us,
We're just here to share our journey
and to make you laugh
and cry
and pick your nose.
and touch your boobs.